You remember a few months ago my sister out of the blue said that she wanted a PC and I had no money, she had no money, I just had to make do with what I had on hand? Yeah, well I sent her a PC, cost me an arm and a leg to get it shipped, I spent another arm and a leg on shipping materials to package it correctly, and I did my best to prevent DPD from using it as a football, but it must have taken a knock at some point because it arrived with a bent PCIe bracket on the graphics card. This graphics card, this MSI GTX 780, this MSI GTX 780 that was at the time working quite well. In fact, I was so confident in how it worked that I sent it to her with a 10% overclock, which it sorely needs in modern games, because it only has 3 gigs of VRAM and no more driver support, so in the games it can run, it needs help doing that. So, I sent it to her, it arrived damaged, because the PCB bent, because look at the design of the PCB bracket. Doesn't attach to the cooler. So, that's great. I put as much packaging inside as I possibly could fit, and it still got bent. It's the problem with shipping PCs. If you're not a system integrator, if you don't have access to expanding foam, it's a bit difficult. But I now have this back in my possession because I went to visit my sister a few weeks ago, and by simply bending the PCB back to being straight, it works. Just works now. Before, you could plug it in, it would work fine in 2D mode, but the second you loaded up the 3D acceleration, the driver would panic because something wasn't making a secure connection, maybe the timings were out, maybe it was just a crack on the PCB somewhere. I don't know exactly what the problem is, but now it works. It's still a bit flaky, I can't overclock it anymore, but it does work. Which doesn't make any sense to me. Because broken is broken. You can't usually bring a GPU back that easily. Problem now, though, what do I do with this GPU? Because I can't deploy it, because I don't trust it. I'm not sending it back to my sister, because I would be spending more on shipping than this thing is worth. This thing is worth 10 British pounds. You can get a much better GPU for 25. Well, when I say much better, I mean you can get a 1050 for 25. The 1050s are cheap. They're not quite that cheap, but if you go on eBay and snipe an eBay auction, you can get £25 1050s, and more powerful than these things. Plus they have an extra gig of VRAM. So, the hell do I do with this GPU? Also, what the hell do I do with my sister? Because she has a GTX 950 at the moment, which was a serious downgrade over this GPU. This GPU was already cutting it close in terms of usability in 2025. A 950, yeah, that's not usable in 2025. I'm surprised she's happy with it. I need to get my sister a better GPU.